Hello everyone, welcome to week 3 of our March videos. If you're watching my video for the very first time, my name is Adrienne. This week I'm going to be talking about minimalism and kind of simplifying your life. Last week I talked about a cleaner that we use where we were able to simplify and get rid of all of our other cleaners, and we just use this one to clean our house. So this one cleaner has completely simplified and minimalized my cleaning routine. I just want to tell you something that I read that I found kind of interesting, maybe a wee bit disturbing. I'm not sure how they even figured this out, but scientists say that everything you own holds a place in your subconscious mind. So every single thing that is in your possession is stored somewhere in your subconscious mind. Our minds are completely amazing and unbelievable what they can retain and what they have access to. Your subconscious mind has just like files after files after files of everything from your life. So one thing I would encourage you to do if you have never done it is to declutter. So decluttering, the whole purpose is to reduce stress. Sometimes you can even make some extra money depending on what it is that you're getting rid of, whether you want to post that on like Facebook Marketplace or eBay or have a yard sale, depending on how many things you have. It is a way to, like a win-win, right? You're decluttering and you're making some extra cash. Especially if you have trouble focusing or if you have like attention issues, decluttering is a way to really help you reduce distractions and help you to focus. So like when I go to my desk to work, if I have like the Hot Mess Express all over the top, like books and piles of papers and mail I haven't sorted, it's very distracting for me. It's very hard to focus on what I'm doing, and I actually spend half of my time sorting through and organizing, and I lose all that time that I could have been working just because that bothers me. There's certain areas in my home that I have to have a certain way, and as a mom of 3, I have learned to let a lot of things go, but there's still some certain spaces in my home that have to be a certain way for me to like not lose my mind. And one of them is my desk has to be cleared, and I like my counters to be clean and my mirrors to be clean. Those are like my top ones. And if that's like out of whack, I just can't focus and it's just totally distracting. So decluttering is a way to make that easy. It also simplifies your cleaning routine because you're not having to move 100 little knickknacks off the shelf when you're dusting. Each thing has its purpose. You don't have to worry about all the time that you're wasting moving all that stuff around. It also, according to WebMD, lowers the risk of asthma and allergies because you have less stuff to collect all that dust and particles that could be irritating your respiratory system. I definitely encourage you to start small. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. It's not something that you're going to want to do all in one day or one weekend. That, especially depending on how much stuff you have and the size of your house and how many people live there, that's going to be a huge task. Maybe do the same thing that you do when you are looking at like replacing products. Pick one small area. Maybe you want to do one drawer in your kitchen each day or one drawer each week, or maybe you need some motivation and you want to schedule having a party or something in your house, host some kind of social event, or something to motivate you to get a certain area in your room clean, so you have like an end date to help you with that goal, to finish by that certain time. Of course, things are going to come up. Things are going to be hard, so you want to make sure that you're giving yourself grace. This is a process. It does get easier the more you do it, and over time, I promise, I can be very sentimental about things, and it was very hard to let go of some things, but I did, and it's very freeing once you do it enough where it becomes enjoyable, and you have to make some hard decisions, and you have to really like analyze what those objects are doing for you or what those things are doing for you in your house. Is it giving you does it have a purpose? Does it make you feel a certain way? Obviously, I'm not saying to strip your house. That is definitely not what decluttering is. But instead of having all of the like knickknacks that you've had for 20 years, maybe you can pick a couple that are your absolute favorites and keep those and donate or sell the others, right? So you're just simplifying. You're just making things look a little bit neater, and it kind of frees up some space in your head as well. The second area I want to talk about is organizing. That's where you take what's left after you've decluttered and you put it in places that make sense. there's no need to hide your knife block in a cabinet, something that you're going to use every day. You don't want to have to open the door of the cabinet, and it's going to be really awkward, right? Your knife block can go on the counter if it's something that you use every day. However, if you have, I don't know, a crock pot that you use once a week, that does not need to be taking up space on your counters. Find somewhere, a pantry or a linen closet or a cabinet where you can put that away so it's out of sight, and it just makes everything look a little tidier. Containers help keep things orderly. I found lots of cute containers at the Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, the Container Store, IKEA, Amazon. The supplies and possibilities are endless, so you can go down the rabbit hole of exactly which container you want and then spending all the time doing that. I don't recommend spending all your time container shopping unless that brings you lots of joy. Then totally do that. But you have lots of things to do if you're decluttering and trying to organize, so let's just be mindful of managing your time a little bit and not spend so much time looking at all the super cute containers. Another idea that I saw, somebody super crafty decided to get the Dollar Tree containers that are like the fluorescent, like obnoxious colors, and they just spray painted them whatever color they wanted. I think it was like white or gray or something neutral, and then they slapped like a chalkboard like label. They like tied it with like burlappy type string, and they wrote whatever it was, and it made it super like fancy looking, not a Dollar Tree looking item. So you can always do that too. Then after you have decluttered and organized, just remember and remind yourself that it's going to be so much easier to find your stuff. It's also going to encourage your family members to put things where they're supposed to go, because if everything has a place and everything is in its place, it's just naturally going to become part of your habits and part of your lifestyle. It also helps to tie decluttering and organizing with some positive goals. So if this is an area where you struggle, maybe you could remind yourself or even write it like on a post-it or your bathroom mirror, I want to cook or bake more with my kids, so an organized kitchen will help. And that will kind of give you like a perspective and a positive piece, not, oh, I have to declutter this drawer today. It's giving you more of a positive spin on it, why you're doing it. It's just the same as when you're going on your toxin-free journey, right? You need that why to keep you going when the times get tough and you go through those times where you're not super excited about what you're doing. I do have a Living Simple book, or I think it's Living Simply book on Amazon, and I will put that link somewhere in the description or the comments if you want to check that out. That was something that I put together after we started our decluttering process, and probably 3 major yard sales later, I decided that I would share what we've learned in our process and our journey. And now we've moved halfway across the country, so I can still attest to decluttering and making sure that things have a purpose and you're not just holding on to them just because. It definitely makes a difference when you are moving, when you are living in a certain space. It's very freeing to know that you have things that you love, that make you feel great, and that have a purpose, and that they're useful, and they're not just taking up space in your home and in your mind.